You may not know who they are, but they know who you are. That's right. Today we are looking at the Whisper Ledger Syndicate from Nexus of Power Set 8 Alpha Clash. So with spoiler season well and truly underway, I thought I would have a little bit of a dive into some of the contenders. First up being Whisper Ledger Syndicate. Black Contender. 20 health. Saviour. And has got 0 attack, 1 defense. So, he's also affiliation progenitors. He, they, because it is a group of contenders, I suppose. I don't think we've had a group contender yet. There's been many like flip cards where you've got 2 personalities, etc. There is one in this new set coming, which we will go over. First off, 20 health. Whenever a relic enters play under your control, it comes into play with an additional collection counter on it. It always comes into play with at least 1. So, first off, I thought collection counters were a new thing, specifically designed for this card. I was wrong, because I don't play Haven, and therefore completely forgot about Haven. Now, Haven and Haven's backpack was a set 2 or 3 contender, I believe. Maybe wrong on that, but essentially with the backpack you would get collection counters, and if you got to, I think it was 20, you'd win the game. I never played it. I played against it a couple of times, found it awful to play against, in all honesty. Really fucking hard, but I was still very new coming into the game, and yeah, this new contender utilizes those collection counters. So that may mean, and I believe it will mean, some of the cards that were useful for Haven may be useful for this one. This is all my own thoughts and theory crafting, and I am in no way, shape or form a master deck builder. So if I get things wrong, which I inevitably will, please don't shout at me, or report me to the syndicate. Secondly, to the 20 health, always active ability, you have your engage, remove 2 collection counters from among cards you control, and draw a card. Standard draw engine, I suppose. If you've got a lot of collection counters, you're laughing. Like for me, I play a lot of Toxic Presence, Pestilence, and I struggled to get the counters going recently. I've sort of like waylaid that, and I can get a lot of counters, but the deck goes the other way and I can't get what I need to utilize said counters. So if there's ways to get a lot of counters going and boosted, get them up there, you've constantly got at least one way to card draw. It does mean you have to engage your contender, but you're a 1 defender anyway, so chances are you're probably not going to be attacking with him. That's the way I see it anyway. So from 12th health and below, you get, when a card you control would take damage, you may send a non-token relic you control to oblivion. If you do, prevent 2 of that damage. If all damage is prevented this way, add a collection counter to a target relic you control. Deny damage, add counters, draw cards. Yeah, alright, seems to me to be the loop they're trying to get on with this. You take your damage, you prevent it, you collect your counters, and then you spend those counters to do things and stuff, and one of those things and stuff is draw a card. So yeah, this is where I had a question about this, and if you know the answer, please do comment. Can or are we going to be able to send 2 relics to oblivion and then prevent 4 damage and then add that collection counter? Are we going to be able to send 3 relics to oblivion, prevent 6 damage, and so on and so forth? I mean, you'd need a lot of relics for this to work, but is that a plausible option? Contenders that utilize a lot of relics, and there is a lot of relics in the game, and That's just something that I thought of that I'd like to know the answer to. So if you do know the answer, post a comment. So we're going to move on to a couple of the cards that have been put in for this Contenders toolkit, I suppose. Some more black cards that have been released that look like they are either specifically for or used in with this Contenders decks. First one being Malevolent Intentions. So this is your black Clash buff. Pretty sure this guy's called Jacob Snodgrass in the comics, because I know the Whisper Syndicate members were named after personalities in the community. And I'm almost positive this one was Jacob Snodgrass. Fact check me on that. I'm sure it was. But whatever, that's by the by. In this, it's Malevolent Intentions. It doesn't name the character. It's this lizard man with a monocle who's obviously pretty suave. So, first off, that you noticed from this manifest, this seems to be a new keyword that we don't know the rules for. This is a Clash buff, so it's going to cost you 1 black to play this. Now my theory, and it is purely a theory, manifest is going to be the extra cost to play this card. So you pay your 1, but you then must remove 2 collection counters from a card you control to manifest this into being. Again, purely my speculation. Don't know. What do you think manifest is going to be? Put it in the comments, we'll have a discussion. Target card gets +1/1 till the end of turn. You may engage up to 2 ready relics you control. For each relic engaged this way, that card gets an additional +1 attack until the end of the clash. If 2 relics were engaged this way, draw a card. So you get your native +1 attack, +1 defense. Okay, let's put it on a... What's the card I've got in front of me, for instance? This one. Whether it'll work, I don't know. But let's, for instance, this is a Pestilence the Plaguebringer. 3/3. So you play the Clash buff. Boom. He's a 4/4 until the end of turn. Now, you take your 2 ready relics and you can engage them. You can, in theory, get Pestilence to a 6/4 until the end of that clash. You keep the 4/4 till the end of turn, 6/4 to the end of the clash, and then you will draw a card. You can have him 5/4, not draw a card. You get the idea. That's quite a decent Clash buff, if you ask me. Again, this Contender to me seems like you're going to need a lot of relics. If you don't have relics, I feel like you're going to be on the back foot. But card art's wonderful, taken straight from a comic panel, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, up next, we have the Syndicate member, Intergalactic Politician. Now, they've obviously called them their generic names. Again, this character had a name that was relevant to the community. Yeah, I don't remember what he was called. He's the frog dude. I actually think he's kind of cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was like a gangstery casino owner sort of idea in the comic. Again, not positive on that, but this one's a 4-cost, 2 black pips, black again. It is savior locked, so narrow down your choices. You get +1 defense, +1 attack for each non-token relic you control. So you've got 1, it becomes a 3/3, 2, 4/4, so on. Yeah, you get the picture. He also gets a trigger attack. Target Clash card with a defense less than or equal to this card's defense is placed on the bottom of its controller's deck. So if you've got this card up to a 6/6, for instance, and you attack something, I believe this means you can send another Clash card with 6 or less defense to the bottom of its controller's deck. It may mean the card you are attacking, not positive. Again, I'm pretty sure you can then pick a target Clash card becomes a different target, so you can attack something, because in theory you could, well, the way I see it anyway, you could attack something that is, well, you just attack. The attack triggers off, and then you get to target a clash card. So you could get rid of a big blocker, for instance, if you've got enough up there. Again, we're not going over too much in this, but again, lovely artwork straight from the comic book. We've got one of the epics they revealed, the Syndicate member Tech Overlord, or, as I remembered this guy's name, Michael Hamilton. Michael Hamilton revealed this at Hades Blade. Check him out. He's one of the, well, I suppose he is the best player of Alpha Clash at the moment. 2 Progenitors Gambits on the trot, I believe. I'm not positive about that. Pretty sure he's definitely won the last one with a Cadavros. Pretty sure he used the Cadavros deck. Yeah, again, Savior aligned, can only be used in a Savior deck. It's exclusive. You've got 1 on the field at a time. Yeah, it's a 4 cost, 3 black resources, and 1 other. Trigger enter, search your deck for a non-unrivaled accessory that costs 2 or less, put it into play without paying its cost. It's your relic searcher. Done. Trigger challenge. So challenge triggers when you damage the opposing contender, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. Accumulate. Don't know. Not been revealed as far as I'm aware. May have missed it if it has. But my theory, if it has been revealed and I'm wrong, then it is what it is. But accumulate sounds to me like you're going to put another counter on something. You're accumulating a resource of some description. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously going to be very useful to find out another relic in this deck. So, or any other accessory you want to use, I suppose. But another new one. Progenitor's Guard, 2 cost, 2 black pips. You're playing this in black. You need black resources. Again, Savior locked. Again, I believe very specifically designed for this deck. I believe, I'm going to stress this enough, so I don't get shouted out on the internet. Attached to a non-unrivaled relic in your accessory zone that you control and put 2 collection counters on it. That attached card becomes a 0/0 clash card in addition to its other types. You turn your relic into a clash card. Basically, I believe. The attached card gets, this has plus X, where X is the number of collection counters on it. Trigger defeat, return this to its owner's hand. So, it's an empowerment card. Action empowerment, which I believe is another new thing for this set. Pumping out the new stuff. You have a relic on the board. You have 6 counters on it. You attach this to it. You put 2 more counters on it. It becomes an 8/8 clash card with trigger defeat. Return this to the owner's hand, so it just comes back to you. So you can then just play your relic again. Obviously, your Progenitor's Guard will go into your discard, I believe, because usually it's a bit like a weapon, but it's not a weapon. So weapons won't go to your discard. They'll your oblivion. They'll come back to your accessory zone. But my theory is this one won't, because that would be broken. Because if it did, you could then just swap it back to another card and have it. I think the possibilities for this are pretty beastie. Like, if I'm reading it correctly, and you can turn a random relic into a 10/10, a 15/15. That's the way I'm reading it. Again, if I'm wrong, please do tell me. It's rare. It's 2 cost. I think this one's going to be good. Right. We've only got 2 more cards anyway to have a look at for this particular video. The Eternal Collision. Now, this is the first IR I've seen. I'm a big fan of the IRs. The first time I saw this card, I was like, the art is sick, but there was no signature, and I was really disappointed. And I was like, we had a little bit of a discussion in the Discord. please don't tell me you're getting rid of the signatures on IR cards, because it's one of the things that make it for me. 3 cost, 2 black pips. Attach 2 black, reduced for a black by each counter you remove from a card you control as you attach this. Short, remove 2 counters, you pay 1 of any resource. Pretty easy to attach this. It gets +1/1 and barrage 1. At the end of the turn, detach this. +1/1 for essentially 1 resource of anything, and then detach it. Attach it to something else. Attach it. Yeah. This, in theory, should be pretty damn good to me. Artwork's fantastic. I'm looking forward to collecting it. And finally, our last card we're going to look at, revealed by a friend of mine, Just One Pack. It's this one. It's the first legendary we had revealed for this set. It is the Syndicate Perspective. 1 cost, 1 black resource. Safeguard, unrivaled. You can only have 1 in your deck. Once it's on your board, it's hard as hell to get rid of. Basically, you can't. There's that accumulate keyword again. So at the start of your turn, accumulate, then you may remove a counter from a target card. Then you may remove counter from a target card. I've had to double check I was reading that correctly then. Clash card you control with 1 or more counters on them get +1/1. So as soon as you get this out, everything is +1/1 if they've got a counter on them. When a card you control with 2 or more counters on it would leave play, engage this, draw a card. Action, remove 2 collection counters from this. If you do, draw a card. Really good draw card. Like, you put this on, you're just going to... I mean, I suppose in theory you could draw 2 cards a turn with this. Again, artwork straight from the comics. Paddy Grimm. This is Marcus. And I believe they are the orbs things he uses to send information back to the Syndicate. Marcus being their whisperant information gatherer. But yeah, pretty damn cool card, and I'm looking forward to seeing what people do with it. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. We've had a brief look into the Whisper Ledger Syndicate and the new contender card that's coming with set 8. Nexus of Power. Now this contender's in my wheelhouse, so I may try and play it at some point. As of right now, I'm recording. Those are the cards that I have seen that have been revealed that I think fit into this video. So thank you very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this and you've made it here all this way, well, A, you're awesome, and B, thanks. We will be back with another one of these about one of the other contenders that's been revealed. If you've enjoyed this and you've liked this and you've got anything you want to say about any of these cards and you want to give me your opinion, you know where to go. If you're new here and you've enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, all the good shit, and try to play Alpha Clash. It's a good game. You can basically play it for free on the internet, and yeah, just do it. You won't look back. Till next time, guys, keep clashing. I've been Rich the Merciless, and this has been the Whisper Ledger Syndicate.